Hey everyone, welcome back to Happy Life, Better Life. So happy to be with you today. First, I want to share a quote, and the quote for today is: "What happens is not as important as how you respond to what happens." I'll say that again. What happens is not as important as how you respond to what's happened. Before I get into it today, I want to welcome B, CH, and Michelle Benefield, who are new subscribers. Thank you for subscribing to the channel here. I appreciate you so much, and it's always an encouragement each time someone subscribes. So, thank you, thank you, thank you. I wanted to go into a statement because I try to go through and read the comments, and this comment is from I think it's She the Simon, um, SHETHASIMON, and she also is a new subscriber. So thank you also for joining our family here. And her comment was, "I love your channel, and I am so happy you came back. Your advice is so soothing and wise. Divorce after so many long years, it is so hard to understand and navigate. But your voice and talk brings me lots of comfort, and I thank you so much." Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate that so much. Um, it's always important to kind of, hear feedback to know that what you're saying is helping somebody, is encouraging somebody. And I'm glad that it's encouraging you, and I appreciate you so much. Um, I try to get better at what I'm doing, and most of the time, I'm never really satisfied. So when I hear that someone has been encouraged, it's such a blessing and comfort to me. It strengthens me, and it tells me to keep persevering and try to continue to perfect what I'm doing. And I'm just so grateful that you are receiving encouragement. It means a lot to me. So thank you for sharing that. So I've been wanting to talk about a couple things. I'll start with lately I've been seeing something in the media that's been really interesting to me. Um, and I want to look at this from both perspectives. So let me get everything out before you judge or make an opinion about what I'm saying. So lately, there's been a lot of things about, I'm going to call it happy ending massages and things like that. And so basically, a happy ending massage, out the way I'll put it, it's a very sensual thing. At least from what I've seen, from what I've read, because I did do an article years ago when I was a freelance writer for an online magazine, and that was one of the topics that I was able to write on. So I did some research into it, and so basically, there are a lot of people who don't have significant others, and so women were talking about going and getting these massages and how these these massages were basically how did they said they were therapeutic, that they felt like they could go into the situation without being judged, like they didn't have to endure any judgment on their physical bodies and things like that, because basically you're paying for a service and you're getting this service. And yet they felt like it was very stress relieving, and they felt very relaxed. And, they even talked about people who might have been in situations where they might have been abused before. And so being able to have this outlet for them seemed much safer than trying to, I guess, pursue certain things with individuals and not knowing what you're going to get. But because you're paying for this service, you know exactly what you're going to get, kind of thing. So That was some of the feedback, and there were definitely therapists and doctors and stuff who were saying that this was great. So that's going to go to, I guess, what could be considered the pros side. And now I'm going to step over onto the other side, what would be considered cons. So, technically speaking, men have been doing this for years. Um, but no one ever said, well, it's therapeutic, it's stress relieving, which I'm sure it was for them. I mean, I'm sure it was. But there's always been a very negative connotation about it. There's always been, you're going to see a prostitute, you're, paying money to see strippers or whatever. Because, I mean, technically, all these things fall into the same category. Some people are going to say it's not, but let's be real, some of it is pretty much the same. And I'll admit, the way things are packaged is very different. Like, for instance, this one video that I saw, there was, oh my gosh, they were somewhere in Ghana, I think. And these women were going over there, and there's like 6 to 8 massage tables set up, and there's a woman on every table, and there's a man, and this man is beautiful. This man is beautiful, he's fit, he's muscular, he's all these things. And they've got this music playing, and there's a waterfall behind them. So you can picture this with me. There's a waterfall behind them, and they're literally like in the water. So everything, it's in nature, it's beautiful, and there's these soothing sounds, and there's all this stuff. So, and when he's walking one of the women across, and she has her little bikini on, and he's taking her over to the table, and he's going, and this stuff, I'm going to tell you though, it looks very intimate to me. It's very intimate. And, so of course, it's never been portrayed that way for men, for sure. And this is the thing, I'm not shooting anybody down. It's your life, you do what you want to do, it's your body. But I still think we have to think about things, realistically, because also you're paying for this service. And for me, touching is very intimate. I don't care what anybody say, touching is very intimate. Even someone holding your hand, like if you have literally not been touched in quite some time, and it could be, months, it could be years, it could be a long time for some of us. Someone coming along and touching you, you feel that. People try to act like they don't, but you do. Even with your significant other, them holding your hand, them rubbing your back or it's all very intimate. So for me, I have to be, extremely more careful about who touches me, who touches my body. But this is something that is growing. It's really growing. More women are starting to do this and participate in this. And I think that while it may be therapeutic in many ways, I don't know, I feel like relationships and things are changing so much, and that we have to be careful, because there were also a lot of men commenting and saying, oh, well, you don't have to go to Ghana for that. I'll do that right here. Not that you necessarily want to just go to, anybody to do that. That's what I'm saying. But basically, men were kind of chiming in about that, and they were like, I would not want my woman doing that. And sometimes we think about things in terms of when we're with somebody, but what about before you're with that person? How are you preparing yourself mentally, physically? Because if you pay this person and you get them to, they are basically your wish is my command, and doing the things that you want and so forth. I don't know. How will that affect things when you're in a relationship with somebody? And maybe they don't do it just the way you want. Are you going to be impatient? Are you going to be, are you going to be expressive? Are you going to try to work through it? Because as we know, so many things happen when we're in relationships. But I thought that was a very interesting thing that's been coming up again and again. So I really like to know your thoughts on that. What do you think about that? Do you think that women or men going out and getting these happy ending massages are, helpful, beneficial? Do you think it could be more damaging in the long run? What are your thoughts on that? I'm just curious. Um, One thing that I will say that I have that I love, and it's something I would do for someone if I was with, if I had a significant other. Um, I love it when they take these men to these spas, because you didn't really see these things. But normally, when you thought about spas and manicures and pedicures and all these things, you mainly thought about women. But seeing these men get these treatments and they're doing the hot cloths on their face and they have jazz and they have something for them to drink and there's, two women, somebody doing the facial, the haircut, and like when these men leave, I can imagine they just feel like woosah, woosah, and you look good and you feel good and you smell good. And when you go and see that woman, she's going to be like, well, I guess the best way I could think of it is, well, chicka wow wow. Yeah, that's what comes that's what comes to mind. So I'm having fun today, but I think that some of these services are really, really good, but I do think I mean, please, none of it's new. I'm sure it's been going on for years. It's just that now we have the internet, it's being publicized, and things have gotten to the place where it's not just for the rich and the wealthy. It's become more accessible to people of, median incomes and things like that. I'm glad to see that we're traveling more and that we're doing all these things. But still, you got to be careful who touches you. You got to be careful who touches you. I mean, if you really want to get into it deeper when it comes to, spiritual things, and not that I am an authority in any way, shape, or form, these are just thoughts and opinions. But you have to be careful who touches you. Even, when I was in church and all of that, I didn't let just anybody lay hands on me. I didn't just let just anybody pray for me. Because if your spirit wasn't right, I'm like, no, you can keep that over there. Because I don't want you transferring anything to me. And people don't think about that. Plus, you're going over to Africa, you're going to wherever you're going, or even if it's here in the States. You just don't know. You got to be a little bit careful sometimes. And so these are things that people don't think about, but it's the truth. So, anyway, I want to thank you for spending this time with me. I'm a little dressed up for you today. Today's my birthday. And I've been celebrating by treating myself. Yeah, no happy ending massages though. None of that. I just ordered dinner out from Texas Roadhouse because I like them. If I was someplace else, my favorite place would be Bahama Breeze. I love Bahama Breeze. Yeah, shout out to Bahama Breeze. And so I hope to be traveling to Philadelphia probably next week. So I'll be there for a couple of days. So I'll get to do some fun things. But so far, this time has just been for me. It's been quiet. It's been peaceful. And I'm spending it with you. So it's all good. It's all good. So thank you for coming in. Please share your thoughts. What are your thoughts about happy ending massages and these pampering spas and things for men? I think those are a great thing. You know, the spas is what I'm talking about. So, yeah, feel free to share. I'm so happy to be with you today. As always, I want you to live a happy life and a better life. So, have a great day. Bye bye.